Hello everyone, this is Barbara Iris Osu of Parental World Knowledge. I want to welcome everyone. We're here to do some more watercolor painting. I hope that you have your canvas material. It's on a pad from an art supply store. And hope you have your watercolor paint, and it's non-toxic from an art supply store. Usually there's not white in it, so you need a liquid white. You're going to need an artist sponge. You're going to need artist brushes. You should have several sizes, small to large. You're going to need also a good artist eraser, so when you do your line drawing that you could erase and not have a lot of smudge marks that you'll have to do more layers of the watercolor. And you have to anyway do at least several layers for the watercolor. So you don't want to add more to that. You know, certain things take more detail. Portraiture is going to take more detail, so I know I'm going to be doing more than the 5 layers. To do it properly, you need to layer. Okay, and in addition, you need colored pencils, and they don't have to be from the art supply store, although you can get it on sale, of course. But I bought mine online, got an entire set, and even with shipping and everything else, it was about $25. So that was a good price because there were so many pencils in there. 2 watercolor sets, painting sets like this. They were non-toxic, and so is the pencils, and it even had oil crayons. So you could do some, portraits too. You could do portraitures with the oil crayons too, and it's very good for that price because there were so many pencils in there, every single color that I needed, for whatever I'm doing. So it's about 50 pencils. And I mentioned this in earlier shows, but in case you didn't hear, so I want to tell you. And if you can't use your imagination to do your line drawing, and you need either a live person or could be a pet, or if you don't have something, a live situation where you could draw something, you can have props, but the props you cannot copy. If you do, then that's infringing on the right of another artist. So you have to make it different than what you're drawing. And if you can't draw at all, you can go online and do a computer printout. And it's legal in jury shows to paint over whatever that printout is. I'm using a good quality paper because it's too flimsy. As I said, I'm using canvas, so I don't even want to use watercolor paper, so it's too thin and flimsy, and this absorbs better. So you have to get a good quality computer printout paper. All right, well, let's begin, and I hope everyone had a happy 4th of July, wherever you are in the world. And we had some rain in our town, and it was getting to be quite heavy, and I was afraid that the fireworks would be called off, but no, they were on. So there was just wonderful fireworks, and my son took me to see, and this was just amazing. They had every firework go off properly, nothing malfunctioned, and the crowds were cheering. They were so thrilled because it's standing for liberty and freedom, and it's not just that they're pretty, it's just, that they know what it's for. And it was so foggy and raining, and it was like the rocket's red glare. And I heard something recently where what our troops went through, our American troops went through so much, and it was sung in a song by Scott Key, and it was, I can't even believe it, what they went through. I know now, where it inspired him to write they were holding up the flag. All the different people that were American troops, they were holding up the flag against the British. Our colonists were holding up the flag and getting killed to do it. They lost their life to do it. They kept holding that flag with the rocket's red glare and all that, and holding that flag, and it inspired our troops to keep going. The British couldn't understand, how did we keep our spirit up? Well, because of these men giving their lives. It meant so much. All they had to hear was that those people, and I'm crying because I was born on the 4th of July, those people were giving up their lives to keep our America. And I never knew that, I knew that a lot of colonists that got hurt. I didn't know that they were literally knowing they had to lose their life to hold that flag up. They kept bombarding that flag, the British, and it never went down. It never went down. It took so many lives to hold that flag up. And so watching that, I just learned about this, and watching that yesterday, seeing that glare, it made me realize what they went through. And I said a prayer before I went to the event. I said, God bless those people, that we have America because of them. And we had the same situation, to see what that rocket red glare and all that haze and everything with the fireworks. So it can't kill our spirit. We are not going to just let people walk on us and destroy us and keep America. We're going to have that pride, and there's always somebody that's going to keep our country, I believe, in my heart. And these fireworks, they're not just for the pretty looks. We really care. And, there's some towns that are in New Jersey, they have every week, they have this thing with the fireworks. I don't even know why, but they do. They have like little fireworks, and they hold it's July 4th every week. Little party they do. And crazy. It's up north, a small little town, and they do this. And I think it was might be Blairstown. I'm not really sure, but I know that they do this in this town. I've heard about it. Somebody told me they worked there and that they were doing that event every week. So I think that's so funny, and so so dedicated that they want to keep everything with spirit, patriotic spirit. And it should be that way, not just once a year, but we should always have in our hearts. So it just made me so happy to see those fireworks going off. And I really know now what's behind having that flag up and what this all means with the Independence Day and fireworks. Now I truly know, and I was born, so I should know. All right, now let's get back to the painting. I just wanted to tell you and share with you, and always keep your spirit. And even if you're not in this country, keep your patriotic spirit. Don't let anyone squash it. And let's have freedom, and I pray a miraculous healing cure for everybody in this world. So let's begin. And if you're going to use the white, I just want to tell you, not too much water. If you're going to use the white, you don't need water for this, but you do need water for the other paints, but just not too much. Squeeze like it's toothpaste, so the bottom of the tube going up. It is just amazing, the spirit and the cheers we had yesterday for the fireworks. And, everyone applauded at the end. And that's how it should be. Good spirit, caring, that we have freedom. And now I'm going to make some tan color. And I just want you to know that you should do light colors first, then dark. So I'm using brown, and then I mix it with white. And I have to put this so it's on the picture. And it doesn't look like it's clear. I don't know. It's not my camera because I have an HD camera, the best camera, but it's not visually clear on my screen. Oh gosh, that is terrible. The way it's not in vision. I don't know. And my father wasn't that dark. I've mentioned this in earlier shows, but he was tan, and that's why I have it so dark, this painting. Well, I did my garage sale 3 days, but the garage sale was rained out on the first day, Friday. Pretty much all day. There was heavy wind and rain, and it just ruined all my signs. So nobody knew we're doing the organization fundraiser. And then they don't have plastic, my town, on the signs. It should be really in, I'm going to have my son mention this when he goes to get another license for this weekend. But it just makes sense. It'd be in a perforated, like those plastic sealers. So like you put it over the paper, and then you just seal the other end in a machine. They should have those laminated machines. So, and it just doesn't make sense. We're an organization, and to have to pay for the signs, and you have to pay for the doing it, but I had to pay for the signs, and it's not in plastic. You need it in plastic so that if it rains, it's not washed out. And I didn't have any more signs. They just give you one set, and if something happens, that's it. I bought the max, and if something happens, that's it. So crazy. It had to be wiped out. And so people didn't even know we were having, where we are, having a garage sale. And this was awful, the rest of the weekend. And finally, we just put out so much stuff that people just, were coming by, saw it. But that was until 3 o'clock. My son was working all weekend, so he couldn't do it. And that's a shame. My signs were up, so we'll have to do it again. And I only sold 3 tickets to Shop for a Cause from Macy's. And I'm telling you, there was such good stuff. We had all antiques, antique jewelry, incredible offers. To get an antique piece of jewelry for $5, to get an antique, a really classy piece of porcelain for $5. You can't get that. And everything under the sun we have. So I hope that we have good weather and the signs don't get washed away. But, we're going to have all the stuff out. This time my son says he's going to put all the stuff out. So I hope so. He said he will. Hope nothing comes up. And then, he was helping, besides working, he was helping with high school students still. I thought he was done with him. He's still helping him with his project. He tutors at Rutgers, and he was helping him with his architect project. Unbelievable. So he did the best he could. You know, I can't be angry. I wanted my porch. That was the, one of the things. And I got my porch back. And another thing was the fundraiser. That was very important to me. Even more important, I wanted the fundraiser to go well. And it's such a shame that everything just did not go right. Other than, 3 tickets, at least we did something, but and 50% goes to Epilepsy Foundation in New Jersey. But, I just really wanted, it's not how much money we make, but I just really want to be able to get more students and have people with art appreciation. This is the point of doing all this. It's not how much money we make. And I'm a volunteer. I don't make anything. I'm just saying, it's not about how much money we make for our organization. And it's not for me. The money is definitely only going there. But the fact that, getting more students, because there's just not enough art in high school, even to elementary school and college even. They don't have a fine art program at NJIT, and it's absolutely necessary. And NJIT, that's where my son went to architect college. They refer their students to us at Artist Barbara LC Fine Art Studio. And it's only a $5 donation, and anybody can call if you want any of the antique jewelry, or if you'd rather have an energy scan, and it's only a $5 donation, and then you get the shop for closed ticket. So you can call us at 973-736-1637. 973-736-1637. You can even schedule, because you get a free art lesson if you're buying the jewelry. I can't give you the free lesson if you're buying the antiques, because I'm giving enough break on that. But you get the lesson if you buy the jewelry. And, it's unbelievable that you can get for $5 an antique piece of jewelry. And the art lesson. And you're, in addition, eligible for a digital camera. So, it's incredible what you're entitled to. And you might win $500 from Macy's. Every store gives away $500 to each one lucky person. So each store across the country gives away $500. August 26th to the 28th, they pick one person from every store, and that's incredible. You can't beat that. You cannot beat getting $500. So it is truly worth to be able to get for $5 everything I just told you. And if you're wondering what the energy scan is, if you haven't heard earlier shows, it's where I pinpoint your exact problem, whether it's something in your mind or your body, and then clear your chakras. That's the thing that circulates in your mind, in your body, and keeps you functioning. So, if that's blocked and you're not circulating, that means your chakras need to be cleared. And that's what I do. And you have instant, no kidding, I'm serious on this, instant, more focus, you gain more energy. Now, I can't promise you're going to be totally healed the first day, but I have healed the first day. And many people. So, but what you have to just, be open to praying to God with me. That's what it takes. You being open to believe that you can be healed by yourself with me. God heals 100%. I just do the prayer. I'm not responsible for any healing. Only God can do that. And it doesn't matter your religion. It doesn't matter. Only one God in my belief. And that's it. So. Marty Edwards, almost 96 when he passed away. And this man does not look that I'm painting 96 almost. But this is how my father looked. He didn't have wrinkles. He just had beautiful skin. It's wet, so I really shouldn't be picking it up, but I just want to show you closer his face because it's not showing up on the screen. But he had beautiful skin, no wrinkles. He just was such a great looking guy. He always smiled. Even this was how I remember him before he passed on. I mean, this is how he looked. Just gorgeous. Just gorgeous. And he always dressed nice. He always wore nice clothes. He didn't wear, even though he's working around the house, he still had nice pants on and everything. I don't know why, but he liked to dress. He just liked to dress. He didn't like to show off, but he just liked to dress. He always wanted to look good. And that's how my dad was. God bless him. He was a wonderful person. Was a veteran, helped the community, was still raising funds, almost 96, 8 hours standing on his feet in the shop right in West Orange. And if you need to find out, you could ask anyone there. He was doing that to raise funds for the veterans and for college students. You know, the high school students were graduating, and we gave them money to go for their college. Unbelievable. He gave more funds than anyone else collected. And how could someone stand 8 hours on his feet? Didn't sit down. 8 hours on his feet. Almost 96 years old. He was just shy of a few months of being 96, and still standing 8 hours. Not even someone 40 could stand 8 hours. Not sitting, not going to eat anything, just standing there 8 hours. Oh my gosh. I just can't even believe what he did. Such a great man. And such a great loss not to have him in my life now. And yesterday, it just cheered me going to those fireworks, because, you know, he every year was going with me, and this has just been the past year he's gone. And it's just that a tradition that I'm going still to something we did together, and it made me feel good. It made me feel very good. Because you don't keep up traditions and doing things, there's such a loss in your life by not keeping up the things you did with your lost ones. You need to do in life to keep their memory alive and your spirit up. And so that's why I went. I was really tired after doing that 3 days of doing the garage sales, but I still had to go. Had to definitely go to keep my spirit up. Now I'm going to make his hair, which was still black pretty much, but there was some gray in it, and I'm going to do that next. Just want to make it a little white. And you can, besides doing little brush strokes like I did before, you can just tap on if you have a small area. You know, we didn't air yesterday because my son surprised me. It was my birthday, as I said, and he surprised me with a small party. And I felt, well, you know, people were here already, so I went. And, so I went to lunch with him. And it was very good. Just buffet for Chinese food. It was nothing extravagant, but just, you know, just the fact that to get together on my birthday, and it was wonderful. I'm sorry about yesterday. I didn't know that was happening. It was all last minute. Surprise, he wanted to surprise me. After losing my dad about a year ago, so he just wants to hang close with me. I can understand how he feels. I wish, you know, I wanted to surprise me. I wish you would have told me, so I would have announced it earlier. But announced it as soon as I knew. And I didn't want to let him down because he lost him. He felt a year too early, and it's affected him. It's really hurt his heart. He really loved him like a father. And he has a father, but you know, still, my father was around more than his own father, and he raised him. He was living with my dad and my late mom when he was a baby. So he felt he was like his father. It took great loss, great loss. And that's why I'm painting this, because I mean, just the fact that sorry, I'm raising my hand because the light went off and I can't get it back on now. Okay, it's on timer. Go back. Nope. Nope, it's not. But it's just a shame for him that he lost his grandfather, who was like his father, a year earlier, and he needed that extra year. Just needed it, he said. He thought that year was going to be the best year of his life. You know, from what he has read, he felt, that's going to be the best year of his life, my son. And it ended up, it was the worst year of his life because he lost his grandfather, who was like a father to him. I truly can't even believe and comprehend that all this transpired from a freak accident. He would have been here another 4 years. I've said it earlier shows. And I truly believe that. He was so healthy. God bless him. Even his own doctor said, he was such a healthy man. And he was not ill and doing wonderful. And he just should have been here many more years. Definitely should have been here many more years. He even went every month to the veterans home, every single month. And except for like when it was very inclement weather, like in February or possibly in August too. I forgot, too inclement. But they went every month, and we played bingo with the seniors there, brought them things. So he did that too. In Paramus, New Jersey, that's where he went. They couldn't believe it, what happened to him. He's such a healthy man. But he slipped and fell on a water grate plate, and they, by error, the Veterans Hospital did surgery on a severely wounded shoulder and arm. That's something you should never do. It would have just healed on its own. But by doing that, it led to bleeding of his brain. Brilliant brain that he had. He ran the entire hospital in World War II. I've mentioned this before, in case someone didn't hear our earlier show. And did it successfully. Received the Distinguished Award, medal. And even met Eisenhower. President Eisenhower was just a general when he met him. Putting some more blackness here because his hair was blacker. But I had to put some gray at first because he did have gray highlights. So you just put the light first, then you put the dark. And why he went out that day, he went to get a haircut because they called for a meeting in February. Insanely called for a meeting for men his age, in their 90s and 80s. You don't have them go out in February when the weather, it was snow, or this day it wasn't, it was freezing rain. They had no business calling for a meeting. He went to have his hair done. And, he slipped and fell on the water grate plate when he came home. All the way to Union, New Jersey from West Orange. Was fine. Came home. That's when the freezing rain just started. I offered to cut his hair, which I can cut hair excellent. People that worked at a beauty salon said, "Oh, your hair looks great," and you just had it done. And I go, "No, I did it myself." I said, "Well, you cut it like a beautician." So I could have did his. I told him, and he just said, "Well, I've always gone to this man. He's cut my hair even before I was born." I said he was going there, and felt I should go there. That's where he. I never cut his hair. I could have, but he always went. And like I said, he met him before I was born, and he just wanted to give service, let him give service to him. didn't want him to go out of business. He cared about people. So he just wanted to be his customer. And he went out. There's nothing I can do. Can't change that. Can't go back. I did try to talk him out of it. I know I did my best. And I couldn't. And I talked to our clergy, and he said, look, that's what he wanted to do. He was happy. It was his choice. And so just let it go. And that's what I did. And I can't blame myself that I didn't try hard enough. I definitely did. He liked to look. It's not that he was trying to show off. He just liked his appearance. Meant so much. He just liked to dress nicely. And that's it. And he definitely was a wonderful man. All the things he did to help people, always trying to help. He was in the union and still was getting people jobs. He was 96 almost, and he still was contacting his contacts because he owned a paper hanging contracting business, and he still was trying to help new people get new jobs. Tell them to go in the union and where to get work. God bless him. And the union was so wonderful because when he passed away, he missed one, right before that, one payment for his insurance. And they got together and they, just paid it themselves because he just missed one payment. So they paid it themselves and was able to reinstate. I didn't have the money. I really didn't have any money to make a payment on the insurance. And I didn't know that he missed anything. But he wasn't quite himself the last few days. And although he still was sharp, pretty sharp, but wasn't quite himself. When he went, I told this story before, when he went into the hospital emergency room, this is a few days before he passed away, he knew verbatim what a doctor said on the phone to someone in a different language. It was in Indian. And the nurse didn't understand. She says, "What did you say, doctor?" And so then my father said it verbatim. And the nurse still said, "What did he say?" So he said it again without hearing it from the doctor. He said verbatim what he said. And the nurse was hysterical. She says, he's in the emergency room. He hears and understands, and she can't. She's standing there, and she can't understand what in the world the doctor was saying. And he's telling it in another language. Gosh. He had the most brilliant mind. But, he was suffering so. When I didn't even know, because they said as long as he didn't bleed after, in his arm, shoulder and arm, as long as he didn't bleed after surgery, he's fine. And he didn't bleed, so I thought he was fine. I had no idea that it was bleeding of the brain. There was old bleeding they saw when he went into the hospital. It was dry blood, and that was right after the surgery. They said it would be that period of time, and then it was wet blood, still bleeding when it came in again, and that was because he had physical therapy. So that's what he went through. Just Most terrific man. Should have never gone through all that he went through. He would be here. My dad. Most terrific guy. He saw you on the street, he'd smile at you, say hello, friendly. He's friendly to everybody. He treated everybody like they're his buddy. He just met you. And I miss him terribly. But I do the things that we did. Like I said, I went out and went to the fireworks, and it cheered me up. Boy, I just thought of him, how he liked to go with me there. And always would take me to the fireworks. From the time I was a little kid, and he just wanted me to have all the enjoyment of my birthday. We never missed. We never missed the fireworks. And he was alive. Never. Not one time. Greatest dad a girl could have, the greatest dad. Just hope my son is a great dad like my father was when he has a child one day. Not married yet. But when he is. And I feel he will be. I feel he'll be a good dad. He's the kind of person that wouldn't be absent in a kid's life. He would be giving and there and sharing. And because he learned that from my dad. He learned it. I know he did. He's not going to forget. Not perfect, but he tries his best to do a lot of good things. My son, I'm talking about now. A little darker. And I met a friend of mine yesterday at the fireworks, and she said to me that she gained weight. I didn't even notice, but she had her clothes on and she didn't have a bathing suit, so to me she looked the same. But she told me, and I said, "You look, beautiful." I didn't even notice, but I did tell her not to drink the green tea. It's not helping her lose weight, according to her. And certain people can't. I can't drink green tea. It dehydrates me, and then it's just going to block me up, and then it's going to help, not me, it's going to cause weight gain. So I don't, drink the green tea. Unless it was an emergency, I needed, I was sick and I needed some tea, but I really don't drink green tea. And I said to her not to drink it, and switch to chickweed. And then I also told her take oregano leaf, because that also helps your digestion, and for her to lose weight. So she said she would. And I'll tell you, there's so many people thinking, oh, green tea is universal for everyone. It isn't. It isn't universal, because this tea will dehydrate and cause blockage in certain people. So if you're, having weight problems and you're drinking green tea thinking that's going to be universal for everybody, it isn't. Try the chickweed. Try that delicious chickweed tea, and you'll see a difference. But she hadn't seen me in about a year. She's a nice person. We talk all the time. We write each other, but we just haven't seen each other. And she says that I lost so much weight, and so I said, that's what I'm doing. I had an accident, so I couldn't be doing that much in exercise. And I do exercise, but I couldn't be doing the things I used to do. Go skiing, play active tennis. These were very active sports that I was doing. Even entered into marathons. But I can't do these things now. But I changed my way of eating with these herbs, natural herbs, no medicine, just natural herbs. And then also with the ancient grains, instead of having regular pasta, I'm having ancient grain pasta. Flour, it's now ancient grain, no longer regular flour. So that can make a big difference in your life. So she said, she'll try to watch things she eats, go to natural herbs, natural grains, because, it's not changing anything. She's not losing weight, she's gaining weight. She has to do something different. If it's not working, you've got to change. You can't just keep doing the same thing. It's like hitting your head against the wall. It hurts. You're not going to keep doing it. So next time I see her, she's going to tell me she lost weight. I mean, to me, I couldn't tell the way she was dressed. You know, she dresses beautifully, and but she knows herself that she gained. So now I feel she's going to next time tell me she lost weight. There's no way she can miss. And she's not on any medication, but if you're taking any of these natural herbs, you really need to just tell your doctor. Make sure, you know, nothing that you take would be affected if it's medication, you know, by the natural herbs. I have a V-neck sweater. I wasn't sure how much I needed to make. The V had a tie on, so I just made it a little longer. I'm trying to remember. This is my memory. I'm not looking at any picture. Sweater. Sorry for the noise. There's somebody fixing my bathroom. Finally putting in the tile to the floor and tile on the walls. in over a year. Trying to get one bathroom done, but it's my son and his friend doing the work. Like I said, my son is not perfect, but God bless him, he tries. He's working full time. He's an architect, and like I said, so it's difficult for him to get everything done in this house and still work full time. He tries his best. And I know he's doing it because he wants to make his late grandpa proud in heaven. He's trying. And I know he's succeeding. Well, I want to say a prayer for everybody in this world. Good health, good spirit, good strength. Amen. God heals 100%. I just say the prayer. And if you ever want to get extra prayers on our site, visit ParentalWorldKnowledge.com. Every time you do, you get 2 healing prayers. God heals 100%. I just do the prayer. Amen. I hope you have a good night, a good day, wherever you are in the world. I'm just going to finish this up real fast. Like I said in earlier shows, I'm not a person for portraiture. This is the first portraiture that I'm doing. I only painted when I was a little kid, people, and that wasn't a portraiture. It was just very, very young, and I know that that wasn't a proper portraiture. So this is the first time. And it's just out of the love I had from my father, but I was never attracted to doing portraitures. I like doing everything, landscaping, animals, still life, fruit, whatever, flowers, everything else, but not portraiture. Yeah, I can teach you how to do it. I just never cared for it. But this, trying to get the recapturing of my father so I can just see a picture on the wall. It's giving me actual joy. It's the first time I'm finding joy in doing a portraiture. Try to do it when I was a kid. I didn't really, feel attracted to doing it. I thank you for tuning in. I thank you for referring people to us. And we'll be back tomorrow. And I have to go to Social Security on Thursday again. Everybody, please say a prayer for me, because I know that it's not my fault with the overpayment they accused me of. I definitely informed them prior. And I found the proof I needed was on a toll-free recorded line that I informed them of all my finances. And not once, but twice it happened. The first day that I went to SSI to apply, I let them know that I was getting temporary disability. And the next day, after giving them everything and proving I didn't have any money, I spent it down, I get a letter saying they're canceling my SSI because I didn't show up to the appointment. Oh my God, I almost had a heart attack. I just went, showed everything, proved, that I was on temporary disability, have severe edema in both my legs at that time. I was injured at a job, and and I have no money left from the temporary disability. I said I gave it for taxes, gave it for repair on the house, said the guy's name, Rick Richards, and then I get this. So on the recorded line is all this. I have a photographic memory. I didn't forget. Thank God, because I have to go through from 2009, it was May, 2009, I have to go all through thousands upon thousands of papers to try to find it. I have a photographic memory. God gave me that because I didn't have to go through that. I couldn't handle it. I think I'd end up with God forbid, to go through all that and come up with something within 1 week is ridiculous. So, I can't go through all that. And God definitely helped me. So I found, in my memory, recorded memory here, thanks to my late father with his great memory. Usually, I'm telling you, this guy even was, just maybe made a little mistake, but he was still darn wonderful. He knew what that doctor said in the hospital, verbatim. Oh boy. So, and even with the arrear money that I'm getting, it was on recorded line when I had to call SSI and Social Security before the year. They said, when I turned 62 to first, give them a call. And then they called me and said, no, you gotta do it earlier. So I did it earlier, and it's on recorded line that I was getting the arrear money because I had to cancel my appointment. And just trying to show you because it's not coming out clear when I have it down here. But I don't know why. There, it's coming up a little better now. So everything was recorded. That they knew I was getting the arrear money, because they're trying to say now, since I'm getting the arrear money, they can't give me their money. And that is the situation I had 2 years ago. Back in it was 2014, and I believe it was October 29th. I think that is the date. It was ever the date that I was supposed to call them earlier, whatever the date was. And I know that was on recorded line. Whatever the date I had for my appointment for them, I first had to cancel for getting Social Security. Whatever it was. I really don't remember exactly now. I'm tired. I really had a lot going on this weekend, but I can remember there's definitely a recorded line 2 years ago. And this is a bunch of nonsense. My son can't continue giving me support because he has to get his New York license. His boss wants it. So there's no way that they need to give it back to me, because not my fault. I did not make this error. They made the error, and I did the spend down. There is nothing left. And my son can't continue. He needs to do what his boss requested. He requested he gets his early license in New York. And because New Jersey takes too long, but New York is faster, so he wants him to get his architect license sooner. So he needs to take this course and pay for the license. So therefore, he's going to have to do it, and that means they're going to have to give back my money, because I am not responsible and I can't afford this. I can't afford to live without their funds. With their funds, I can just get by, but it's skin, my little teeth, and that's it. And I don't care about anything. I don't need extravagance. I just want enough to get by. And as a senior, I deserve to get that money back. They stopped it now for 5 months. And as a senior, I need that. And it's not that much, but it's just whatever they're giving me, I need. Well, take care. I hope it's not happening to anybody else. And I'm just telling you because if you did have a circumstance, just remember, if it's on recorded, toll-free, calling Social Security office, there's your proof. So I got my proof. I told the truth, and God's with me. And I have no doubt I'm in the right, because God helped me remember and gave me that photographic memory. So thank you, God. Amen. Alrighty, take care. Look forward to see you tomorrow.